Hi, welcome to Senior Creative Wellness. My name is Tanya. Go ahead. I'm going to just be telling you a little bit about myself, but go and get yourself a coffee or a tea. Water's always good. While I tell you a little bit about myself, and maybe you can sip on it while I go on my channel. So my name is Tanya. I've been a personal support worker for over 20 years. I worked in long-term care for quite some time, almost 12 years. And then I worked in the community, which I quite loved as well. I worked in community care. And I've also had the opportunity to work in an adult day program where I developed the programming and led the programs as well. Great way to meet new people. So due to the fact that right now we have COVID-19, it's still going on, even though it's 2021. I decided it would be nice to offer something that will help people that aren't able to go to their programs or aren't able to see their programs. So I thought this would be a fun way. So I plan on talking about some news, that I find. I plan on playing games and hopefully talk about recipes, do some reminiscing, those kind of things. I do hope you like and subscribe to my channel. You can always leave comments. I know some of you probably are really well at being able to work the computer stuff, and some of you aren't. That's okay. I'm in my 40s and I haven't always been computer savvy, as I like to say. It's something that I've slowly learned. So enough about me. I just wanted to share a little bit of that. So one of the things I found just the other day that I read was I wanted some positive news. I wanted something uplifting. So what I did is I searched and I found this great story, and it's from the Bolivian jungle. And I believe they found it either in January or December. I'm not sure. I can't quite remember. I'm just trying to pull this out of my memory. But they found a new, it's not a new species, I guess. It's thought to have been extinct for over a century, but they have managed to realize that this frog, which is called the devil-eyed frog, is actually alive and doing well in the Bolivian jungle. So that's quite exciting. And then on top of that, they found a new species of snake. It's a viper. I believe they said it was black, green, and they also found a new type of orchid flower. So I thought that that was just absolutely wonderful. I always like uplifting positive because, we've had so many animals that become extinct, that it's also fun to see animals that are doing well. And those are one of them that are doing well. So yeah, so I just thought that I wanted to share that story with you. For any of you that are computer savvy, go ahead, look it up, and they'll actually show pictures, so then that'll be a little better for you. You can see pictures. I'm not quite able to show pictures because of copyright, but please feel free to do so. It's a great story, and I'm happy that I was able to share that with you. So we are going to move on to a game. I wanted to play a game with you, and basically what I thought I would do is, you don't really need a pen and paper, but if you want to, you can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this game. It's called Who Am I? And it just kind of gets our brain going, gets us thinking, and just a fun way to interact with you at home. So I'm going to get my stuff ready, and we're going to play this in just a second. Okay, so with this game, it's called Who Am I? And I have some clues here, and I'm going to give you a couple clues, and we'll see how you do. And as you're at home, try to figure out if you can tell me who this person is. In this game, it may not always be a person, but majority of the time it is. I'll tell you if it isn't. So this person that I'm thinking of right now is a singer. She's a woman. She's an actress as well as a singer. She has blonde hair. Her goddaughter is Miley Cyrus. So I don't know if any of you would know who that is. She also wrote a song that is quite famous in the movie Bodyguard, as well as currently she is age 74. So I'm just going to go through those again. So this person that you need to guess is a singer. She is a woman. She's an actress. She has blonde hair. Her goddaughter is Miley Cyrus. She wrote a very good song for the movie Bodyguard. She didn't sing it, but she wrote it. And her age is 74. And now I'm going to give you one more last clue. And the last clue is she's well known for the song Coat of Many Colors. So if you guys guessed Dolly Parton, then yes, you're correct. Yes, so I found this quite interesting. I didn't realize that she was actually the goddaughter of Miley Cyrus, so I thought that was quite interesting. But yes, she is a great songwriter. She's a great singer. She's been in great movies. The one that I can think of right now is she played in, it's one of my favorite Christmas movies, is Smoky Mountain Christmas. I quite like her in that. So that's that clue. Excellent. This next person, they are a man. He's a man. He's age 65. He is an actor, and he was born in New York. He's still alive today. And in 1985, here's a nice little fun piece. In 1985, he was People Magazine's sexiest man. So as we know, People Magazine always likes to have someone that's the sexiest man. Well, this person was actually the sexiest man in 1985. So I thought that was kind of an interesting piece about this person. His first film he did in 1977, and it was called Summer City. And he's well known for having he can portray an Australian accent, which he's done in one of his movies. And I'm only going to give you those hints. So let's go back over that. So he's a man, actor. He's 65 years old. He was born in New York. He still lives today. His first film was in 1977. He's known for his nice Australian accent. And his first movie was Summer City, which was done in 1977. And here's the last clue. He was best known for the movie called Mad Max. I'll give you a minute to think about that. So yes, so if you guessed Mel Gibson, then you would be correct. Mel Gibson is who that is. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting that in 1985 he was part of People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive, and he's done some great movies, right? Lethal Weapon, he's done all of those. He's done other great movies that I've watched him in. So yeah, so I thought he was a nice kind of person that we'd put on here. I have one more, and this person is a female as well. She passed away in 1998. She had a Christmas show that she did. She was known for being I'm going to try and say this. She was known for being a ventriloquist, and she used ventriloquisty quite a bit. It was an act that she had. She's been seen on Sesame Street. She was born in New York. Her puppet, as I like to call it, was soft and white, not very big, but nice and soft and white. She had a kind of a unique voice. She was born in 1933. She was known for the song. This is kind of interesting. So she was known for the song. It's the song that doesn't end. Pardon my singing, but if you don't know the song, I'll sing it for you for just a second. And it goes like this. It's the song that doesn't end, and it goes on and on, my friend. Somebody started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll keep on singing it. It's the song that doesn't end, and then it just goes on and on. So that's a song that she's known for, if that's a good clue for you. And her very last clue, I'm going to hold on to for just a second. So let's go over this again. So she's a female. She passed away in 1998. She had a Christmas show. She has performed on Sesame Street as well. She does a ventriloquist act, which she appeared in 1957. Her puppet is soft and white. She was born in January of 1933, and she's known for the song, It's the Song That Doesn't End. And the last clue for you is her puppet's name is Lamb Chop. So think about that for a minute. All right. And if you guessed Sherry Lewis, then yes, you would be correct. Her name is Sherry Lewis, and she had the lovely puppet Lamb Chop. I actually remember as younger myself, always enjoying watching her show. I think she had a donkey and some other characters, but she's best known, of course, for her Lamb Chop. That's what I remember. I remember at one point I even tried to get a Lamb Chop puppet because I loved her so much. All right, so moving on. One of the things that I wanted to also do is I wanted the opportunity to be able to do some hand exercises. So as this is sort of my first video, I thought that I would go ahead and do some hand exercises. And we can all use hand exercises no matter what age. Let's face it, our hands do a lot of work for us. So I'm going to do some light hand exercises, but one of the things I always like to do is before I start exercises, I like to take a deep breath in through my nose and then blow it out. We're going to do that 2 more times. Deep breath in through the nose, blowing it out. Good. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Perfect. I just like to be able to fill our lungs with fresh air as we do this. And I always like to be able to take a couple deep breaths before we start right into our exercises. So what we're going to do here first is we're going to start with our hands. So you can see my hands. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to make fists with both hands. And we're going to open. Good. And we're going to close and hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Open. Good. Close your hands. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Open. Good. Close your hands. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Open. Good. Close your hands. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Open. Good. Close your hands. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Open. Good. Close your hands. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Open. Good. One thing I meant to mention is that while we do these exercises, please know your limitations. Only you know your body. You know what you are capable of moving and what doesn't hurt. When you're doing exercises, it shouldn't hurt. Please make sure that you're only doing what you're comfortable doing and what you feel safe in doing, okay? So moving on, so we've just done these ones where we held for 3 and we opened. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to put our hands together as though we're praying. And we're going to push our hands together for 3. 1, 2, 3, release. Good. Press those palms together. 1, 2, 3, release. Good. Push those palms together. 1, 2, 3, release. Good. Push those palms together. 1, 2, 3, release. Good. push those palms together. 1, 2, 3, release. Good. Push those palms together. 1, 2, 3, release. Excellent. What I'd like you to do now is go fingertip to fingertip. So you're touching fingertip to fingertip. You're going to spread your fingers out and you're going to actually push against your fingertips. So here we go. Push. Good. 1, 2, 3, release. Good. Push against those fingertips. 1, 2, 3, release. Good. Push against those fingertips. 1, 2, 3, release. Good. Push against those fingertips. 1, 2, 3, release. Push against those fingertips. 1, 2, 3, release. Push against those fingertips. 1, 2, 3, release. Good. Push against those fingertips. 1, 2, 3, release. Push against your fingertips. 1, 2, 3, release. Excellent. Very good. So what we're going to do now is with our one hand, you decide which hand, you're going to take the very tip of your pinky and you're going to come and you're going to touch the very tip of your thumb and then you're going to open that up. You're now going to take your ring finger and touch the tip of your thumb. Good. And open. You're going to take the middle finger, touch the tip of your thumb and open. Take your pointer finger, touch your thumb and open. Good. And now take that pointer finger back and touch your thumb and open. Take your middle finger and touch it, your thumb and open. Take your ring finger and touch your thumb and open. Take your pinky, touch the thumb and open. Good. Pinky to thumb, open. Ring finger to thumb, open. Middle finger to thumb, open. Pointer finger to thumb, open. Good. Pointer finger to thumb and open. Middle finger to thumb and open. And ring finger to thumb and open. And pinky to thumb and open. Good. We're going to switch and we're going to do the opposite hand now. So here we go. Pinky to thumb, open. Ring finger to thumb, open. Middle finger touches thumb and open. Pointer finger touches thumb and open. Pointer thumb to finger open. Middle finger to thumb, open. Ring finger to thumb, open. Pinky finger to thumb, open. Now pinky finger to thumb again. Good, open. Ring finger to thumb, open. Middle finger to thumb, open. Pointy finger to thumb, open. Pointy finger again, open. Middle finger to thumb, open. Ring finger to thumb, open. And pinky finger to thumb, open. Very good. I just want you to bring your hands together. And all we're doing now is I just want you to rub up and down. We're just warming the inside of our hand. Good. We're just rubbing the inside of our hands together. Nice and easy. Perfect. Just a little bit. All right. So what I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to pretend that you're giving someone that you love a scalp massage. So I just want you to really work that person's scalp, moving those fingers, and don't forget to use the thumbs. And we're just pretending that we're giving somebody a scalp massage. Good. Deep down scalp massage. Good. This is really good because, you know, many of us, we have arthritis. So this is good movement exercises. It's nice and light and slow. Good. Nice. Excellent. Perfect. Okay, you guys are doing so good. Nice. So now what I'd like you to do is I want you to pretend that you're playing the piano. So we're going to start and we're going to go fingers out, fingers come together, fingers to the side, fingers come together, fingers down the piano and fingers meet in the middle, and down and fingers meet in the middle, fingers away, Fingers meet in the middle. Fingers away. Fingers meet in the middle. Good. Fingers away. Fingers meet in the middle. Fingers away. Fingers meet in the middle. Very good. All right, for this next one, what we're going to do is you're just going to take and you're just bending your pinky, and then you're going to straighten it. You're going to bend your ring finger, and then you're going to straighten it. You're going to bend your middle finger, and then you're going to straighten it. You're going to bend your pointer, good, and straighten it. And we're going to roll our thumbs forward. Good. Excellent. Now stop and roll your thumb backwards. Good. And now take that pointer finger and bend it if you can, and then straighten it. Good. Bend that middle finger and then straighten it. Bend that ring finger and then straighten it, and bend that pinky finger and straighten it. Good. And now we're going to go back to the pinky again. Bend the pinky and straight. Bend the ring finger and straight. Bend the middle finger and straight. Pointer finger and straight. And roll that thumb forward. Good. And roll that thumb backwards. Excellent. And now pointer bends and straight. Middle finger bends and straight. Ring finger bends and straight. Pinky bends and straight. Good. Relax that hand, and now let's move over to the other hand. So let's start with the pinky. Bend that pinky. Good. And now bend that ring finger to the best that you can. Good. Bend the middle finger. Good. And now the pointer. And now roll that thumb. Excellent. And now we're going to roll it backwards. Good. And now we're going to bend that pointer finger and open. Good. Bend that middle finger and up. Bend that ring finger, and now bend the pinky. Good. Now pinky again. Up. Ring finger and up. Middle finger and up. Pointer finger and up. And now roll that thumb. Good. And now switch directions. Excellent. Nice. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to have you do is you're going to put your hands up so that your fingers are facing up towards the ceiling. And what you're going to do is you're now going to bend your hands forward so that you're getting flex in your wrists. So now your fingers should be facing the floor. And now we're going to bring them back up towards the ceiling. Good, nice and straight. Now bend those fingers back down towards your toes. Good. Up towards the ceiling. Bend them to the floor or to your toes. Good. And up towards the ceiling. Good. Down towards your toes. Excellent. Up towards the ceiling. Nice. And now bring them down to the floor and up and now to the floor. Good. With your one wrist, we're just going to do some nice rolls, right? We're going to roll almost like you're pretending to lasso. Okay, so you're going one direction and you're just pretending like you've got a rope and you're just kind of keeping it over your head and you're just lassoing. Good. And now we're going to slowly stop, and we're now going to go the opposite way with that hand. Good. Nice. Pretend that you're lassoing again. You're a cowboy. That's it. You're out there and you're going to get ready to catch a cow or a horse. Maybe it's a sheep. Excellent. Okay. And so now we're going to relax that hand. And now I want you to go over to the other hand if you can. And just remember, you're only doing what is capable for you to do. So here we go. We're just going to start to lasso, right? We're going to lasso that horse. We're going to get that rope going above our head. That's it. Good. We're not quite ready yet. Good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to stop and we're going to go the opposite way now. That's right. And you're just loosening up our wrists because we use those all the time, just like our fingers. Very good. Excellent. And we're just going to stop right there. So perfect. Now, again, same thing. When I'm done with exercises, one of the things I love to do is do the same thing as before. We take a deep breath in and we blow it out. Good. We take a deep breath in and out through the mouth. Very good. That's excellent. So I hope you enjoyed those exercises. I know my hands feel really good because I had some open and close. That's a great activity to do maybe sometimes first thing in the morning. It's a great one to do even at bedtime. You can do it anytime, even if you're just sitting in your chair, working those hands, get those hands moving. So it is just a wonderful aspect to do. So all right, so I wanted to share another interesting story that I found. This story goes back to about the 1900s. And again, because we're dealing with COVID, I just thought that this story was kind of interesting. It's about one person who, back in the 1900s, her name was Typhoid Mary. So she ended up giving many people typhoid fever. And what's interesting about the story was that she was actually asymptomatic, meaning she had no symptoms whatsoever. And in the end, they stated that, you know, she made at least 50 people sick, but they could only at least 100% state that she actually made a few people sick. They couldn't really blame it all on her. But they were also able to confirm that 3 people that passed away from typhoid fever did pass away due to her. She was an Irish cook, and she immigrated to the United States, I believe, in the early 1900s. And she worked as a cook in 1906 and earlier. And typhoid fever is sort of similar to food poisoning. It's related to food poisoning. And anyway, she never had any sickness. She felt fine, and she loved to cook. That's what she did. And so back then, she didn't believe that she was actually making people sick. She didn't believe what the health government was saying was that, you know, it's because of you, you're the one making people sick. She didn't believe it because they were having a hard time proving it. But anyway, they nicknamed her Typhoid Mary. That wasn't her real name, but that's what they called her. Her real name was actually Mary Malone. And this is a story that I thought that I would share with you because so many of us are dealing with COVID-19, and so many of us are feeling the isolation and the loneliness and not being able to see family and things. So I just thought that this would be sort of a different kind of unique story to tell, and especially the fact that it is part of history. It's not part of our Canadian history, but it did happen in the States. And so I thought that it would be an interesting one to share with you. So as I said, they assumed that she had made people sick. They were able to prove that she did actually cause the death of 3 people. They did blame her for an outbreak of typhoid fever back in the day, and it was kind of sad because they always just assumed that the poor people and people that lived on the streets back then, that non-wealthy people were the only ones that would have typhoid fever. But in this case, it was many different people that were ending up having typhoid fever outbreak. So the sad part is that in 1907 in New York, the health department, after all these people had become sick, they decided that they were going to take Mary Malone, or as people called her, Typhoid Mary, and they exiled her, forced her basically to live on an island just off from New York, and they made her live there in a bungalow just off an island, with the only companion she had was a dog. They didn't want her around people because she was making people too sick, and so they exiled her to this island where she lived alone. And she did go, and when she was there, she managed to somehow eventually get contact to a lawyer to fight a case for her to be able to come off the island. So she was able to do that, and she did do that. And believe it or not, she was able to fight that, but she ended up staying on the island until 1910. And so in 1910, she was allowed off of the island, but only if she promised not to cook ever again. So because she wanted to leave the island, she agreed that she would not cook again. And unfortunately, as we all know, we make a living doing what we do. And she was a cook. That's what she knew. So unfortunately, in 1915, she changed her name and she began to cook again. And what I found quite interesting is that she changed her name. She changed her name to Mary Brown. Now I don't know if that's, kind of how the business franchise got its name is related to her. I don't know. I didn't look into it that far. But anyway, she decided to change her name to Mary Brown. And my understanding is she was a phenomenal cook. It's just she had this symptom. And anyway, at the same time, she started cooking for the wealthy people. And so she was under the new name of Mary Brown, and she was cooking for wealthy people. And one of the wealthy people that she was working for at the time, whose family did get sick, was Theodore Roosevelt. So she was working for Theodore Roosevelt at the time. And yes, he got sick, and then they had another outbreak. And as I said, that was around 1915. Unfortunately, during 1915, the health unit, once again, the health department in New York, found out that it was her working under a different name. And they, again, exiled her for the next 26 years, forced her into isolation once again, to the same island that she had left. And she lived there for 26 years until she ended up passing away. I believe in 1938, she passed away on that island. But that at that time is what they did. Now, it was believed that the reason that she was making so many people sick at that time was, one, things that she was cooking, but also because of her not understanding the importance of washing her hands. So I just found this story interesting. We're all dealing with COVID-19, but I just thought this was a really interesting story because as much as there was an outbreak, they blamed it all on one person, and they exiled her to isolation and loneliness on an island. And I just think to myself, what she as a woman and as a person that was being blamed for making so many people sick, how she must have felt during that time. So that's kind of my story, and that's the story about Typhoid Mary. So I'm not sure if you've ever heard that story before, if you've even know it, but I just thought that it was kind of an interesting story that I thought would be nice to talk about. If you want to leave comments for me, please do. If you like what you've seen so far, hopefully you'll like and subscribe to my channel. I do plan on updating this more and having more channels. As I said, this is my first one, so hopefully I've done an okay job. One of the other things I quickly want to touch on is I thought that it would be very important to just touch on hydrating, keeping ourselves hydrated. That's why at the beginning of my show, you'll always see me telling you to get a tea, a coffee, or a water. I'm probably always going to push you more to the water because it's actually better for us than tea or coffee. And I just wanted to touch a little bit on the importance of staying hydrated. So here's a couple things with staying hydrated. Spring, summer, winter, fall, we need to remember and remind ourselves to drink. I, even myself in my 40s, forget to drink at times. I get so busy. So in the past, I've had to actually set my cell phone reminders reminding me to drink. So if you have an alarm clock or a cell phone or a tablet, it might be a good idea for yourself to set reminders to drink. I know many of you are going to say, the more I drink, the more I have to go to the bathroom. Yes, that may be true, but eventually your bladder will figure itself out. And again, just drinking is, especially water, is really good for us. Now, one of the things I do myself is I buy decaffeinated tea, so there's no caffeine in it whatsoever, and it's just flavored tea. And a lot of the times I like a lemon tea, and that's what I will sip on. And I will make a great big liter of it and put one bag in that liter tea, and that's what I will drink. I like to drink warm liquids or room temperature. So I always put my tea bag in when it's warm, and then I drink it throughout the day. And that helps me to stay hydrated. So here's a couple things I just wanted to touch base with you is, unfortunately, as we age, the ability to conserve our water, it reduces. Our body gets to the point where, as we age, it just changes. It changes how we conserve our water. Another one is that as we age, our sense to want to drink changes. I know when I was little, I drank all the time. I know that as I've aged, it's changed even to the point now where I have to remind myself, set reminders myself for drinking water or juice. Also, the other thing is that as we age, unfortunately, our body, for some strange reason, sometimes as we age, our sense to want to drink, it just changes. It just totally changes. So that's kind of interesting. So another one is some of our medications that we take. Some of the medications that we take makes it so that we don't retain the water as well. There's many medications out there. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not about to list any of what those are. But yes, some of our medications change how we take in our water and how we retain it. But one of the biggest things that I wanted to just share with you is that, again, spring, summer, winter, fall, we want to be staying hydrated. It's so important as we age that we want to maintain that. So I just wanted to share that at the end of my video with you, and I do hope you will like and share my video. I do hope to be able to share recipes with you, look at things such as cooking and hobbies and those sorts of things. So thank you so much for joining me today, and you guys all have a great day. And my name's Tanya. Like and subscribe to my channel, please.